directions. East through Skane Road, through the Western Walls, or directly north through the Central Plaza. In a big family, you have to know how to scrap. What a sight! Oh, I can't wait to write home about this. If the main door is sealed, let's see if we can get in through the courtyard. That door leads to the courtyard and isn't warded. Can you pick the lock? Wide opening in the rocks. Maybe we can reach the cave below and get into the bathhouse from there. We should be able to find a way inside through the Undercroft. It runs beneath the bathhouse. Another ward. I think we can get past this one, though. I have an idea. Unlike the door outside, this area contains everything we need to disrupt the magic sustaining the ward and dispel it. I've seen the Daedra use these crystals to do all sorts of things. I spotted a lucent among the debris in this hall. It's a Daedric crystal that can absorb and store the background energy that pulses through all the realms of oblivion. We'll need that to get started. Then take the lucent to the Dynamis font over there. That background energy I mentioned, the font absorbs it. Place the lucent on the font, and it will fill it with the charged energy. Finally, insert the charged lucent into the discharge labrum beside the door. That will release the energy from the crystal and disrupt the ward. That's the idea, anyway. I've seen the Daedra do all sorts of things using lucents, fonts, and labrums. Remember, find a lucent, charge it in the Dynamis font, then place the charged crystal in the labrum beside the door. Once you understand how lucents function, you can use them to accomplish all sorts of things throughout the realms of oblivion. As I understand it, Lucents form naturally in the void and occasionally rain down on the various realms. Some say they're actually crystallized bits of oblivion. Who knows? I've seen Daedra gather them, charge them, and make use of their energy. Well, as long as you have Lucents, a dynamis font, and a discharge labrum, you can use the energy to open gates, ignite furnaces, operate torture devices, all sorts of things. We're going to use it to overcharge the ward on that door and dispel it. Look, I just observed how the Daedra use them. The dynamis font is sort of like a spring. Instead of water, energy wells up. Could be an atronach trapped in there. Or maybe it's the ambient dynamism that flows through the space between the realms. I'm not a Daedric scholar, alright? I just know what I know. Dynamism. I heard the Dremora talking about it at Madame Wim's. It's what some call the energy of oblivion. Or the energy in oblivion? It's confusing, but it's energy that we can use. Basically, when you plug a charged lucent into the labrum, it releases the energy stored in the crystal. Most of the labrums I've seen are integrated into some larger mechanism. I'm not sure what this one was originally used for. You could, but you'd also get a destructive explosion. Better to control the release by using the labrum. Besides, the lucents can be used over and over again, but not if you shatter them. That's definitely a... Now take the lucent to the dynamis font. Place the lucent in the dynamis font, and it should fill it with energy. That did it. Look how the crystal crackles with energy. Insert the charged crystal into the lab. It worked! And now you know how to use a charged lucent. Let's see what's behind that door. Again.
I see my spell brought the help I requested, but I didn't expect there to be more than one of you. Ah, my simple spell finally yields results. I was hoping it would bring you to me again, little mortal. I do so appreciate working with known quantities. But who is this other immortal who also carries my glowing brand upon their flesh? The Anchorite. An unusual appellation, even for a mortal. You must be wondering why I summoned you and then failed to be on hand to greet you. When I heard that Sister Saldina had arrived at their headquarters in the shambles, I had to act quickly. You can plainly see that I did not. Finding this location took more time than I expected, and even then, getting inside has proven difficult. But now that we're together, I suspect we can make short work of Sister Saldina. My reasons are my own, little mortal. Suffice it to say, I want to determine how Sister Saldina plans to utilize the votive runes to seize control of Fargrave. She wants to use its many portals as a gateway between the Deadlands and Nirn. Even a Dremor of my talents cannot hope to stand alone against the Dagonists and an army of living disasters. I seek to learn Sister Saldina's secrets. You want to protect the mortal realm from total destruction. Together, we can accomplish both. She's smart and ruthless. A powerful combination in a mortal. She commands the Dagonists here in Fargrave and oversaw the creation of the Cataclysm. With that device, she plans to create an army of living disasters to unleash upon Nirn. Daedra empowered to unleash destruction upon the mortal realm and make it easier for Mehrunes Dagon to conquer Nirn. Did you know he's tried before? Dagon broke an agreement, and the doors between the Deadlands and Nirn were sealed. He can't use them. Sotha Seal, one of the so-called living gods of the Dark Elves, supposedly made a pact with various Daedric princes to protect Nirn. I don't know the details, but Dagon broke the pact. Sotha Seal slammed the doors and closed off Dagon's connections. Everything about Sotha Seal's pact is rumor and speculation, so that is what I hope to determine. And I want to examine the Cataclysm. The attack on Fargrave could begin at any moment. Shall we enter the next area and see what Saldina is up to?
The glow. It vanished again.
The spell has run its course. The glow will not return. Now, to deal with this ward. Come, I sense activity in the chamber beyond.
Again. Well, you're too late. The ritual is almost complete. Dagon's blessing reverberates among the votive runes. Soon a wave of destruction will sweep over Fargrave and destroy the Daedra.
The spell. What's happening to us?
Mortal, destroy the votive runes.
Must destroy the Daedra. My plan depends upon it. Flame protects the votive runes. All that work ruined. You will pay for that, Dremor. You and
it's
your
all in your head.
both.
Keep Sister Saldina got away, and we're right back where we started. Nowhere.
Nowhere. Quickly mortals succumb to despair. Let's talk in the next room. Take a moment to look around. Sister Saldina departed in haste. Certainly she left something behind. I did not think Sister Saldina capable of performing such a powerful ritual. You did well, mortal. A few more moments and the magic would have exploded across Fargrave, leaving the city defenseless and destroying all of the Daedra, including me. Yes, but she fled in haste. That means she probably left something behind. Let's search this bathhouse. Bring me whatever you find. Sister Saldina's abandoned paraphernalia may be of use to me, and it may tell you more about the threat to Nirn. From what I could devise, the votives elevated the emotions of mortals in the city, siphoning the energy generated into Sister Saldina's ritual. She planned to use that energy to destroy the Daedra, including the Grasp, leaving the city defenseless. That would accomplish nothing. The Daegonists are experts when it comes to disappearing into the shadows. Sister Saldina will pay for her various insults soon enough. For now, see what she left behind when she fled. What did you find, little mortal? Tell me what you found, and I shall determine if it has any significance to my quest, or to yours. Nor can I. And while your literacy may be in question, mine certainly is not. This is no language, mortal or Daedric. It is written in code, one used by the Daegonists for their more guarded correspondence. No. And neither could any lowly recruit we captured off the streets and tortured for information. This code is reserved for the Order's elite. We'll need to find someone who can decipher it. I'm sure Fargrave must have someone with those skills. We should leave. The cult's forces may have scattered, but no doubt Sister Saldina will send a force to try to deal with us. We should not be here when they arrive. Perhaps the Anchorite can suggest a place for us to meet up, safe from prying eyes. What I seek still eludes my grasp, so our business is not yet concluded. You ought to be grateful. I can be a powerful ally, when the mood strikes me. I will meet you back in Fargrave. I'm sure the Anchorite knows someone who can decipher the code.
Let's meet at the inn in Fargrave. Bearer's Rest. We can talk privately there. So you really came all this way to stop the waking flame from destroying Fargrave?
Something like that.
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. Finding the leader of the cult, watching as she almost completed a deadly ritual, and then allowing her to escape. I never fail like that. And all we have for our trouble is a coded message. Maybe this is Fargrave after all. The city connects to everywhere. Madam Wim must know someone here who can help us with that. In the meantime, we made a deal, and I always honor my commitments. Here, you earned this, my friend.
Little mortal, attend me. We have unfinished business, mortal. The encoded message you recovered from the bathhouse. That may be the key to determining the Waking Flame's next move and revealing the secrets I'm searching for. We must find someone who can decipher it. The masked mortal has the right idea. Fargrave sits on the threshold to everywhere. If there exists a being who can decipher this code, we will find them here. I'd prefer it if we could find someone other than Madam Wim to deal with, however. I have heard of the infamous Mazkin who calls herself Madam Wim. I find her practice of turning gossip into profit to be loathsome. But even a filthy Daedrat has its uses, I suppose. Take the note to her and pay whatever it costs for a Go to Madam Wim's establishment, the House of Wims. Show her the encoded note and tell her we need it deciphered. I will meet you there. To make sure we have her undivided attention, and that she understands this is more than a mortal's request. We know of each other. Perhaps our paths have crossed over the millennia, perhaps not. Wim has changed her name and appearance multiple times, or so I've heard. I have no doubt she will do so again, when Fargrave no longer amuses her. Sister Seldina possesses the knowledge to create a device called a cataclyst. With it, she can transform any Daedra into a powerful incarnate, a living disaster. She even tried to use the machine on me. These incarnates must be part of her plan. We learned that Sister Seldina tried to use the votive runes to steal power from the mortals. Power she hoped would destroy the Daedra and allow her to conquer Fargrave. We stopped that plot, but this realm's many portals are too enticing to ignore. They are persistent, if nothing else, these Daganists. If they truly want to unleash their incarnates on Nirn, using Fargrave's portals makes the most sense. The hope, slender though it may be, is that the encoded note will tell us more.
I'll meet you at the House of Wims. I can help with the negotiations.
Why, Lyrinth, my dear, it would be an honor to assist you in any way I can.
An honor, yes. Mortals, show Wim the note.
Oh, darling, how good of you to once again grace my fine establishment. And I see that my information proved useful. You found Lyrinth. Another customer, satisfied and content. Now, what can Madam Wim do for you this? While I have many, many talents, deciphering written codes concocted by fanatical mortals is not among them. Are you sure I can't interest you in something a little more luscious? No? Pity. Very well. I may know someone who can help you. You wound me. I thought we were becoming friends. Talk to Gazmod the Collector. His villa on the west side of town contains quite the accumulation of Daegonic paraphernalia. Something in his collection should help, provided you can catch his eye. You owe absolutely nothing, my darling. Lyrinth agreed to cover your cost for this bit of inside information. Isn't she a dear? Now, do tell Gazmod that we miss them here at the House of Whims. The place hasn't been the same without them. Oh, don't concern yourself with that, dearest one. I never ask for more than a client can afford. There's no profit in that. When you have time, come back and let Madam Whim show you some of the wares that have made her the talk of Oblivion.
Go downstairs and rouse the anchorite. We'll want her with us when we talk to this collector. Meanwhile, I need to conclude our business here.
Conclude our
Was
business.
Madam Whim helpful?
How I love the sound
Grab a
of
drink
that.
and tell me all
Makes
about
me
it.
all a Twitter.
I'm not here to play games, Whim.
But games are some of my favorite activities, dear Lyrinth. Come, let me show you what the House of Whims has to offer.
I know I said I was going to help with the negotiations, but look, I don't want to talk about it. Some things are private, personal. You can't just walk up and demand I tell you my deepest, darkest secrets. Sorry. I agreed to talk about my name, my mask, everything. After you proved yourself, and you've certainly done that. When we first met, you asked about my name. Madam Whim gave it to me. I just arrived in Fargrave, and everything before that exact moment was gone. All I had was this mask. I didn't know who I was or where I came from. Still don't. Just one of Madam Whim's little jokes. Means I'm a recluse, a hermit, living a life of seclusion behind a mask I can't remove. Sometimes it feels like memories are stirring deep inside my mind. When that happens, I need a distraction. Because it feels like there's a war raging inside my skull. A war I can't win. Better to drink or whatever. Push them back down to stop the pain behind my eyes. That's my story. At least as much as I know. Now, tell me what Madam Whim said. I've heard of the Collector. Has a villa on the west side of the city. Never met them personally, but I assume they're some sort of Daedra. Makes sense considering their influence and where they live. I'll meet you there. I'll finish this and meet you at the Collector's villa. It's on the west side, in a neighborhood that's strictly Daedric. So be careful, and watch your step until I get there. Where else was I to go? I assumed I awoke in Fargrave for a reason. I stayed to find that reason. And to see if whoever left me here would one day return. Regardless, the city and its people quickly captured my heart, especially the mortals. Another label assigned by Madam Whim. Stay in her orbit long enough and you'll collect a dozen appellations. I can't stand to see anyone go hungry or be taken advantage of. I try to help and don't ask anything in return. Whim sees that as a weakness. Bits and pieces, but when the memories stir, the pain kicks in. If I try to focus on them, actually make sense of them, the mask burns? It hurts me, like it doesn't want me to remember. Someday, I'll look into those blank spaces, but not...
Time to go, little mortals.
They say the queen herself.
Let's ride!
Drenchant. Good for her.
It tries our patience. This monstrosity will destroy it. It must become a part of Gazmod's collection.
Friend? Why don't you talk to the Collector?
It approaches. It dares speak. Will it offer the mask to compensate for such insults? It invokes Madam Wynn. Wants what belongs to Gazmod, and Gazmod alone. It is presumptuous. Leave our gaze. Gazmod no longer wants to look upon it.
I meant no insult by having my mortal speak to you, Collector. We merely seek to borrow a Daganic codebreaker.
Since you're clearly interested, I'll allow you to examine my mask.
No. The Aerox must not leave the gallery, but Gazmod will peer at its mask. This way, mask wearer.
Come, little mortal. We must find the Aerox. Perhaps the gallery is beyond that door. Called the Aerox. We must find it. It appears not all of Gazmod's collection consists of relics.
Enter our collection. Does it not know we see through many eyes?
An arboretum? This collection is not at all what I imagined.
Collection is as dangerous as it is beautiful.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to. Maybe I should have joined the buoyant armigers.
Perhaps the Daganic relics lie beyond that door. This gallery contains but a single display. See what it is, mortal.
I am Arox, the Mutilator, terror of the Deadlands. Release me from this cage and I will grant you a boon, mortal. Few things that walk the Deadlands can hear the name of Arox, the Mutilator, and not so. Sweet freedom at long last! Arox owes you for this kind indulgence. You have set Arox free. Free! Arox owes you a debt of honor, and Arox will pay it, no matter how long it takes. You have my word. But pray tell, who do I owe this enormous debt of gratitude to? Question not this pitiable form, mortal. For within it beats the heart of the terror of the Deadlands, the sunderer of the seven skies, and the warrior of the floating wastes. I am Arox the Mutilator! And yes, I currently occupy this Daedrak body. Taken in codes. Easy as ripping the ears off a banekin. Arox is fluent in the many tongues of the Deadlands. No code can hide its meaning from the Mutilator's eyes. Speaking of eyes, we should leave this place before the Collector looks this way. I have already pledged to honor my debt to you. I will decipher every scroll in the Tower of Lord Dagon's Viscount Scrivener, if that is what you desire. I swear my fealty to you, mortal master. My life and my skills are yours to command. With pleasure, mortal master. Your pack is perfect, master. And I found the encoded note. I will work on translating it forthwith.
We have a Daedrak.
Gazmod sees the intruders. Now we shall demonstrate the power of our collection. Perhaps they will amuse us as our collection destroys them. This monstrosity will destroy it. It no longer amuses. Gazmod has grown weary and departs now.
Quickly, through the door and find the anchorite before the Collector returns.
Hey, a little help here? Floating sack of eyes wants to make me a pump. Thanks. Let's get out of here and return to Madam Whims.
Aarox has deciphered the note. Daedric troops from Burning Gyre Keep in the Deadlands are preparing to invade Fargrave.
Well done, Rat. Mortal, find out what else the note contains.
That Daedrat talks?
Did you hear what I said, Mortal Master? Volcanos Nokvros prepares to send the most fearsome Daedric troops in all the Deadlands to this Nexus city. The destruction will be glorious. It is addressed to some despicable cur named Sister Seldina. A weak-sounding mortal name if ever I heard one. Why one of Mehrunes Dagon's most powerful warlords, not as powerful as Aarox, mind you, would deign to aid a weak-named mortal baffles me. Yes, right. Troops stand ready at Burning Gyre Keep. Send word when Fargrave's defenses fall, and the invasion will begin. Dremora blades will take the city, not your incarnates. That is every word, Mortal Master, whose name is in no way weak. Let us make haste, Master.
An excellent idea, Mortal. Use the Plaza of Portals to reach the Deadlands. We'll rendezvous at Burning Gyre Keep.
Place smells wonderful, Master. Like weapons
was
after a
that?
battle.
Great power was just unleashed inside the keep. Hurry, mortals. We must see what's going on inside.
With the Riven Cataclysm, Fargrave will fall. And then, Nirn.
Blade-Bearer weapon. Here, examine it, mortal. It is the Blade-Bearer's crest. This is not their fortress. Why would that broken sword be here?
They chased you to Hogwarts. How many more failures must you endure?
Well, perhaps I'll point my incarnate in your Incarnate! Destroy them!
Deal with the incarnate, mortal. I shall do what I can to weaken it for you.
I see opportunity. Let's head to the Riven Cataclysm. I have a legion of incarnates to create.
We should leave too. Quickly, mortals, into the portal.
Glorious victor! Furiously to celebrate!
We stopped Seldina's ritual and forced her to retreat to Burning Gyre Keep. There, instead of allowing her to summon Nokroz's promised army, we defeated her incarnate. Now she's on the run, back to her Riven Cataclysm. That device intrigues me. And do not forget that Nirn is her ultimate target, little mortal. She plans to use Fargrave to sacrifice your realm to Dagon. But Seldina figured out a way to change the very nature of a Daedra. Truly change it. That bears further investigation. A question I must ponder. There are few places I can think of to hide such a device. None of them pleasant. And there are the Blade Bearers to consider. Why was their sword in the keep? For now, take this as a reward. Are you ready to resume our hunt for the Riven Cataclysm, little mortal? I assumed you'd want time to sample Madame Wim's delights, or explore the splendors of Fargrave. No? Very well. Let us go before more incarnates are... You are not wrong in your summation. But we are not without avenues to explore. Remember the broken sword hilt you found at Burning Gyre Keep? It carries the mark of the Blade Bearers clan. The Blade Bearers are a Dromora clan who forged their own path. They have no allegiance to Mehrunes Dagon, so I find it curious that their crest was found on a broken sword in the keep. I want to determine their involvement. With your aid, of course. The Blade Bearers are nomads, but we should find them at a settlement called Wretched Spire. That's in the Sever region of the Deadlands. We must talk to their kinreeve, Rinkias. I will meet you there. And bring Arox. We may have a use for him. Rinkias is a kinreeve of the Blade Bearers, a clan of nomadic Dromora who bow to no prince. Like the rest of his clan, he is fierce but values honor. He takes pride in his martial skills and the status of his kin. Mortals hold no interest for him. Friends? Hardly. That is a mortal concept. If I understand the idea, it implies affection, vulnerability. That you would attribute such an affiliation to Dromora is amusing. But I have known Rinkias for a long time. We have never been at odds. He might be able to explain how his Blade Bearers came to be at Burning Gyre Keep. If Rinkias knows more about the Waking Flames activity in the Deadlands than we do, perhaps he can tell us where Sister Seldina and her device are hiding. Then either Rinkias knows about the involvement of his kin, or he does not. If he knows, then he is an enemy, and we may learn something by questioning him. If he does not know, then he is a potential ally, and a powerful one. The Deadlands belong to Mehrunes Dagon, but places exist where his minions rarely go. Wretched Spire stands as a refuge of sorts, a settlement where Dromora without clans and escaped mortal slaves can eke out a meager existence, hence the name. As I said, the Blade Bearers are nomads who do not pledge allegiance to Dagon. As such, they roost in places that aren't under the Prince's direct control. Wretched Spire is one such location. Rinkias' clan can usually be found there this cycle.
I think I'll...
Our work is only beginning, mortal.
I think I'll stay here while you, Lyranth, and the Talking Rat return to the Deadlands. A memory swelled up when the Collector examined my mask. It isn't clear and I don't understand it, but I want to try to recall my first few days in Fargrave. I'm not sure. The memory is only a fragment, and a jumbled one at that. Maybe if I retrace my steps, try to recreate my first few days in the city, maybe it will become clearer. All I know is, whatever Gazmod did to me, it shook something loose. the memory. I saw glimpses of an old man. I know him. Knew him, I think. And I saw other flashes. My first days in Fargrave. I think they're related in some way. I'm not sure if I want to thank the Collector or run a blade through them. You saw what they were like. Gazmod treated me as something to be studied. Never actually talked to me at all. Only my mask interested them. When they examined it, a memory shifted into focus, sort of. I think I'll be more help if I figure this out.
You are unlikely to find any of Mehrunes Dagon's servants in Wretched Spire, Master. Long ago, the Prince of Destruction commanded that no Daedra among his legions should look upon that place, or even speak of it. He was quite insistent. Never heard of him, but I do not trust him. I will watch him closely, Master. Sniff out his intentions. I have a keen sense of smell in this otherwise pathetic form. I'd prefer to be huge and powerful again, of course. But this form has some uses. I do not know. Lord Dagon wasn't in the habit of explaining his commandments. I heard the entire town was dropped into the Deadlands from someplace else, but I was never curious enough to investigate further. Sorry to have failed you, Master.
Tired of walking anyway. Something you need to decide?
see the last of the Fool Killers still consorts with mortals.
And I see a blade bearer who could use a new perspective.
You travel a strange path, Lyranth. I won't ally with kin such as you.
I was not offering an alliance. Mortals, speak to Rinkias. Tell him about burning Gyre Keep.
Mortals in the Deadlands exist only at Mehrunes Dagon's sufferance. They grovel in his cult, toil as his slaves, or skulk and hide in places such as this, in the hope he will forget about them. Which are you? And why do you seek the Blade Bearers? No Blade Bearer would willingly enter a fortress loyal to Lord Dagon. I'm in search of my clan members who disappeared, however. You say you found one of our swords at Burning Gyre Keep. Tell me, what do you know of the Order of the Waking Flame? An audacious plan? Mehrunes Dagon has swallowed mortal realms before, or at least a portion of them. Such as this settlement you see before you. You are fortunate that their plan failed. What brings you to the Deadlands now? Vengeance? If Dagon's servants struck down my kin to protect this device, I will punish them. But first, they must be found. My scouts followed rumors to Xynoes's jail and Jin's foundry before they vanished. I will begin there. You may accompany me. Jind is a Dremora Kinmarcher. She studies relics and devices. Xynoes is Zivilai. He studies pain. They are both subordinates of Valkanaz Novkroz, who you say you encountered at Burning Gyre Keep. When Dagon's purposes interfere with our own, we gladly fight his minions. Prince Dagon knows this and welcomes it. We have met the Valkanaz in battle before. This business of mortal secrets and missing Dremora is new, however. The Blade Bearers come to Wretched Spire every cycle. It provides a place to plot our next campaign against rival clans. When one of our war parties never arrived, I dispatched scouts to find it. They made one report. Then they too disappeared. Kinmarcher Jind oversees a foundry in the Sever, not far from Wretched Spire. Xynoes is a master of a jail in the Burn, a place of suffering. My scouts reported that both seek information about mortal dealings, each in their own way. It is unusual for two high-ranking lieutenants of Valkanaz Novkroz to suddenly concern themselves with mortals, yes. Novkroz has nothing but contempt for your kind. Is that all? I grow impatient. Vika, Drozu, stay vigilant. It's possible our clanmates will return while I am gone. Surprising, but acceptable. I expected you to be killed on your way here. Perhaps you are more capable than you appear. This is the foundry of Jind, Kinmarcher under Valkanaz Novkroz. Here she supervises Dremora who study and devise things of interest to the Valkanaz. Look for strange devices or documents about mortal machines in Jind's foundry. I will search for signs of my blade bearers and question any churls I find. There is a ritual site to the north. Meet me there when you finish searching the foundry. That would be an inefficient use of my time and abilities. Do not expect me to guard you, mortal, but if you die, as mortals are prone to do, I shall inform Lyrinth, at my convenience. I've had few dealings with Kinmarcha Jind, but I have reservations about any Dremora who dabbles in mortal inventions. It is an unseemly habit. Dislike? One must be familiar with something to dislike it. I am unfamiliar with your kind, and not especially curious. You are simply unimportant. I mean no insult. I'm sure you are very important to you, as far as mortals are concerned. Comfort is not a concept I give much thought to. It is something mortals seek, to protect them from fears and cares. Or so I have heard. Dremora know little of fear, so the relative merits of being comfortable or uncomfortable are meaningless. I will only wait for a brief period at the ritual site after I complete my own investigations. Search quickly if you wish to compare notes.
That Ringkias doesn't know what to make of you, Master. He seems like the suspicious type.
Never have enough of that. I'm agreeable.
Strange drawing, Master. Does Jind intend to construct?
You lead.
mortal woman dares command Jind? And Nokvraz? Arrogant. Why does she need so many Dremora?
You're watching.
Hear the victim's last thoughts. I never like best death stones.
Even if I did translate the notes stolen from Sister Saldina. Nokrovs thinks he can make his own catalyst. Let them kill me. He'll never match Sister Saldina's brilliance.
Nokvraz seeks to undermine the mortal Saldina. Two factions vying for Lord Dagon's favor. Let us hope for rivers of blood.
I thought Jind would slice your flesh to ribbons. You are... Mortals have too many expressions. Your face tells me nothing. Did you find anything at the Foundry, or did you fail at your task? For what purpose? Prince Dagon commanded Valknaz Novkroz and his subordinates to assist the mortals of his waking flame cult. Or so I heard. If the mortals devised a tool for the prince's use, why would the Valknaz need one of his own? This reeks of mortal lies and trickery. Mortals do not enslave kin. And yet, I found signs left by my blade bearers. Kin of many clans gathered here before they were taken somewhere else. Yes. Kin are not to be used by mortals. The very thought offends me. I must find signs of my missing clanmates. Meet me near the jail of Zanawaz. The area features many deep ravines. Do not fall into one and die. You are not a blade bearer. You have no means to perceive the secret symbols of my kin. We are of oblivion, made of its substance. It is a simple thing to leave an impression that others of our clan can sense. We are blade bearers. All the kin of my clan are pact-bound one to another. The clan pact unites us in purpose, attunes us to each other. I know my kin, and can see what they wish me to see, others cannot. It is a connection that can never be broken. The clan pact shapes us. It defines our essential nature. Bladebearer is not an allegiance, it is what I am, what I ever will be. Should this form be destroyed, I will respawn in a new body. But the clan pact remains. We do not die, mortal. We will investigate the Zivilai, Zainoaz. I will meet you there, if you survive the journey.
Off we go!
The Zivilai will grant. Zainoaz is one of Valknaz Novkroz's most fearsome underlings. He commands many Dremora. I do not know if he and Jind work together for their master or if they compete for his approval. Blade bearers would not allow themselves to be seen by you, so do not waste your time looking for them. Search for information about the mortal device that drew my scouts to this site. I will look for my kin. You exhaust me with all these questions. Are all mortals so uncertain? There is a scouts camp north of Xynoaz's jail. I will await you there, but do not dawdle. My patience is Zivilai are reckless creatures. They rely on wild emotion and brute strength instead of skill and strategy. Dangerous to the weak or the unwary. You are still here. Was I not specific enough in my warning? Zivilai are rarely bound to any clan. Sometimes they work together, but it never lasts. They are arrogant and do not like taking orders. Only the most powerful Daedric lords can compel their obedience, such as Prince Dagon. The few I have seen are foolish, weak, or mad. There is no alliance with such creatures that would benefit my clan. Some Dremora see value in studying the doings of your kind, but not I. I leave that to Lyrinth, the Fool Killer. That is the name of her clan, so to me she is Lyrinth the Fool Killer, just as I am Rinkias the Blade Bearer. Do you not have clan names where you come from? The earth concerns me. I cannot discern what she truly intends in these matters. Lyrinth's curiosity leads her down murky paths. Her unseemly interest in you has lessened her. No, that is unfair. It has made her different. She is someone to be wary of. That is as true for mortals as it is for Dremora. Remember that. You infer too much. I do not like or dislike Zivilai. They are difficult allies, undisciplined, quick to change course as their whims sway them. One cannot guess their goals because they do not know themselves. Much like mortals, it seems. Stay alert, mortal. You seem to handle yourself well, but Xynoaz is dangerous.
Poorly crafted runic crux. Whatever ritual they plan to use it for will most likely fail.
Myself, you are not one of these monsters. Daedra, tormentors. They questioned me, wanted me to demonstrate how to inscribe the runes. I tried to resist. Tell Sister Seltina, the Cataclyst's runic crux, the focus of its power. These Daedra wanted to make their own. I didn't tell them everything. Tell Sister Seltina, I did not revealed the blind seer's final gift. I never met him, but he invented the catalyst. We followed his schematics. The day of Lord Dagon's triumph draws near. I hope to see it. Damn Knockfrost and his torturer. Hidden. Safe. Knockfrost envies us. Hates Sister Seltina. Knockfrost fears that mortals will bring about Lord Dagon's triumph. Not Tremora. So he had me tortured.
Weakling. He probably didn't even provide the torturer with much sport.
Come on. This isn't right. Are you really here? In the Deadlands? Or am I merely perceiving you from Somerset? Can you... Another improvement. I've been trapped in this synchrocesiac state for I don't know how long. My senses, myself, scattered far and wide. I'm barely aligned enough to communicate. I need an intervention to pull me free. Would you help me? Out of sync with reality. I need to find a Daedra sage named Urvenk, a master of the 11th Force change. He may be my best hope of escaping the syncrocesia. Maybe my only hope. Will you help me find Urvenk? I'll compensate you once I'm whole. The only lead I have is one of Urvenk's disciples, Mora, in Windswept Crag. I've been trying to communicate with her for hours, but I get no response. If you speak on my behalf, we may finally get somewhere. I wanted to study the 11th Force change within this realm of oblivion. You see, Mehrunes Dagon is best known for his power of destruction, but that is merely a portion of his sphere of influence. All of his aspects are rooted in change. Correct. Change is the most sacred of the 11 forces that govern reality. I thought observing it in such a pure state would provide insight into its influence over Mundus. But I underestimated its currents in the Deadlands. It swept me away. Among other things, I'm out of sync with this realm, with myself. It seems that I've regained enough alignment to interact with you, but there's no telling how long I'll remain like this. And I'd rather not become dispersed across time and space. He is a well-known sage, though few besides his disciples have ever seen him. Rumors claim he's always in motion, which is fitting, but also makes tracking him down very difficult. Mora may be able to guide us to him, though. Are you suggesting I should have dragged half the Order along on this expedition? Maybe held a symposium? I prefer to conduct my studies at my own pace, thank you. Though I did appear to underestimate how strong the 11th Force would be here. Being right, Master, is half the reason why I'm here. I hardly have a moment to myself anymore. My study of the old ways has fallen to the wayside because of my usual duties. Your concerns are valid, of course, and noted. He is a well-known sage, though few besides his disciples. Are you suggesting? Well, you're one to talk, aren't you? We're together now, so that's one problem solved already. Between the two of us, we should have my syncrocesia resolved in...
with you, Swit! Dig in! Don't let them separate us! Nice hole.
More scratchings? They really are trying to build their own cataclysm, Master.
You have found information. Perhaps you have proven yourself a useful companion after all. What have you learned? Of course. Arkanaz Novkroz refuses to accept that the mortal followers of Mehrunes Dagon can succeed where he has failed. A useful insight. What else did you find out? Blind seer. That means nothing to me. Nor can I make sense of the drawing. The runic crux, however. The work seems poorly done. Xynoaz's methods have their limitations. I found something as well. A hidden message from my blade bearers. My kin learned little that we did not already know. They waited here, hoping to trail a waking flame messenger back to Sister Seldina. Since they are not here, it must have worked. Which leaves us no closer to finding this mortal device, or my kin. Defective parts, strange scribblings, the inventions of a blind seer. I hope Lyranth learned more in Fargrave.
The inventions of a blind seer. Interesting. I believe we know his name.
Elagian. That's what I remembered earlier. Lyranth helped me.
Elagian? That old lunatic? He was locked in the blood pit last I knew.
Did that Daedrat talk?
This pathetic form holds Aarox the Mutilator, Titan of Destruction! Master, let's talk. Not so long ago, the blood pit trembled at the mere rumor of my approach. They cowered before me. I first encountered Elagian there. He was quite mad. Probably still is. I'm not sure what he'll be able to tell you, Master. The blood pit is a foul prison that I once oversaw. When I was cursed, I awoke there in this reduced form, cast down with others who offended Mehrunes Dagon. That's where I met Elagian. He was locked in a prison within the prison. The Durance Vial. Master, I am not sure if Elagian knows who Elagian is, or why he is there. You'll see. The blood pit lies northwest of Burning Gyre Keep. I can guide you, but the presence of powerful Daedra not aligned with Prince Dagon will be noticed. The Blood Pit imprisons disloyal Daedra with mystic wards. Lyranth and the Blade Bearer would have to shatter those wards to enter. Mortals? Walls and locks are enough to bar your path. Your Dremora allies cannot come with us. I was imprisoned there before I escaped, only to be captured by the Collector. Damn his many eyes! They never were able to overcome my natural immunity to the wards. Something to do with my position before I was cursed, I imagine. Probably not. Mortals are delicate about such things. The Blood Pit is a cruel place, Master. Prince Dagon sends his enemies there to suffer. Mortal prisoners do not last long, unless they are valuable in some way. Let us depart, Matt.
Let's meet at the Blood Pit. If I know Elagian, maybe he knows me.
I was tired of walking anyway.
The Blood Pit. If names are omens, then this is a dire one. After what Aarox told us about the place, I admit I wouldn't want to set foot there until we exhausted every other lead we had. I'm not sure. Wouldn't a place like this leave scars you couldn't forget? I don't know. And what does it matter? However we met, I just hope Elagian can tell me who I was before this mask was adhered to my face. It would also be nice if he can tell us something useful about the Riven Cat. There, an overseer. Let's see what's going on.
The blind old fool is useless. All he did was babble about nonsense.
He is becoming resistant to the elixir, Balkinar's Knockross. There's nothing to be done.
Nothing to be done? Be grateful that I am not my predecessor, Aarox the Mutilator.
Knockfrost is weak. I would have killed the Overseer for her failure.
Balkinar's Knockross. Do you have any idea when we can expect Aarox the Mutilator to return?
Hey! Stick with me!
Turned him into a Daedra.
Knockfrost? He did this to me? That bloodless ass pile!
Improve the elixir before I return. And forget Arox. He's no longer your concern.
Get back, Inspector! Getting good at this. Oh, I probably shouldn't be proud of that.
Warden's Overlook is nearby. The entrance is a portal. We might find the location of Elegia's Durin's Vial there. Returns!
Have you completed your interrogation, Falconer's Knockross?
Nothing but a waste of time. Just more of the same. Secure the Durin's Vial until I return. I must go. That tiresome mortal Selvina insists on my presence. Improve the elixir before my next interrogation.
He's getting away! I'll kill him! I remember the smells of this place. The old seer should be behind a glowing door.
So close, but one more obstacle. Any ideas? If Aarox is right, Elagian is behind that glowing door. That's a lot of security for one old blind seer, though. I guess we need to figure out how to open Elagian's cell if I really want to talk to him. Yeah, I thought so too. But what if something in my past is terrible? What if that's why I can't, or won't, remember? Alright, let's do this. I think we can use Lucent crystals, just like back at the bathhouse in the Shambles. Lucents can be charged with energy and used to activate all sorts of things, like opening that door, maybe. Gather some Lucents and look for a Dynamis font to charge them. There's got to be one around here. Maybe on the balcony up above? Spend any amount of time scavenging in Fargrave or various realms of Oblivion, and you'll run into a few of these Daedric devices. Lucents are usually easy to find. The tricky part is locating a Dynamis font that still works. Gather a few Lucent crystals, preferably a charged Lucent. Then we can activate that displacer so you can get up to the balcony. I'm pretty sure that if you place charged Lucents in the discharge labrums above, that will open the cell door. And hopefully there are a few uncharged crystals lying about. In that case, we'll need a Dynamis font to charge them. Why don't you
I remember. There's a rune of unsealing on the balcony above. It unlocks the cell door.
Now place the charged Lucent in the discharge labrum. Spend any amount of time scavenging in Fargrave. And hopefully there are a few uncharged crystals.